Imagine being at the peak of your sporting career when you find yourself involved in a murder. In the world of bodybuilding, few stories are as fascinating and tragic as that of Craig Titus. From his rising career to the dark murder that led to his imprisonment, we will discover how a bodybuilding giant had it all and lost it all when he fell into the sport's most intriguing tragedy. Let's start with a new story in bodybuilding world. Craig Michael Titus was born on January 14, 1965 in Wyandotte, Michigan, but grew up in Riverview, a nearby community where he spent most of his childhood in a family of French and Greek origin with his French mother and Greek father. From a young age, Craig showed a particular interest in sports and physical activity. In high school, he played football, but decided to retire because he felt he was too small for the sport. At the time, he was about 5.48 feet tall and weighed about 139 pounds. Despite his size, Craig was not intimidated and found his passion in school wrestling, where he competed in the 132-pound class. After graduating from high school, he realized that he had special potential for bodybuilding. He decided to dedicate himself to weightlifting, and by the age of 21, he had increased his height to 5.58 feet and his weight to 185 pounds. The results he achieved with weight training were so impressive that he decided to become a professional bodybuilder. In 1988, Craig first stepped onto the competitive stage at the Houston Bodybuilding Championships, taking first place in the middleweight class and the overall title. This initial triumph was just the beginning of a career that would take him to the highest peaks of professional bodybuilding. Craig Titus's physique was impressive, with sculpted muscles and a symmetry that made him stand out on stage. His preparation and training were rigorous, dedicating hours daily to the gym and following a strict diet to maintain his physical fitness. He trained at the famous Gold's Gym in Venice, California, where he shared the gym with other elite bodybuilders such as Mike O'Hearn. His training routine was intense and demanding and focused on maximizing his muscle size and definition. It also included cardio sessions to maintain his fitness and reduce body fat. However, behind the facade of success and strength, Craig faced an internal struggle. In 1995, he was arrested in Louisiana and pleaded guilty to conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute ecstasy. This charge led to him being sentenced to 16 months of house arrest, during which he was monitored with an electronic bracelet. As if that wasn't enough, in 1997, a violation of his probation due to anabolic steroid use cost him another 21 months behind bars. Despite this, he continued to compete and maintain his status in the industry. His stance on steroids was clear. He considered them an integral part of professional bodybuilding, while acknowledging the risks and legal implications. Craig Titus's influence on the world of bodybuilding was significant. Throughout his career, Craig competed in numerous events, managing to win several championships, including first place at the 1996 NPC USA Championships, securing first place in the heavyweight category, which granted him the IFBB Pro Card, the International Federation of Bodybuilding. His breakthrough year came with the 2001 Arnold Classic, where he finished a respectable 6th place, behind legends such as Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler. Unfortunately for him, that same year, he managed to finish 12th at the Mr. Olympia. The following year was not in his favor either, as he placed 11th at the 2002 Mr. Olympia. Although he was not always the best in his sport, his outgoing personality and charisma made him a popular figure in bodybuilding during those years. The problem he faced, like many other young prospects, was that he was competing in an era dominated by bodybuilding giants like Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler. This made it difficult for him to rise to the top spots at the Mr. Olympia and other major events. Unlike his sporting life, the personal sphere seemed to smile on him. In 2000, he married Kelly Ryan, an equally talented fitness competitor. Kelly was born on July 10, 1972 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and was a prominent fitness competitor. She graduated in journalism from the University of South Carolina and began her fitness career in 1995, winning her first competition at the NPC South Carolina State. Similarly, she also won 8 fitness competitions, including the IFBB Fitness International Champion in 2000. Both met through their respective careers, sharing a passion for sport and competition, which brought them together from the start. After the wedding, they became an influential couple in the fitness industry. They lived together in a luxurious mansion in Las Vegas and continued to compete in IFBB events, where it seemed like nothing could stop their rise. In addition to their Las Vegas mansion, the couple owned many high-end vehicles, including Kelly's red Jaguar. In that regard, Titus was known for his ostentatious jewelry, necklaces, and watches that reflected his taste for the extravagant. In their prime, Craig and Kelly were frequent figures at the most glamorous events in Las Vegas, from club openings to private parties where the champagne flowed like water. Their social life was as intense as their training routines, always surrounded by the elite of entertainment and sports. Craig and Kelly's life together seemed perfect on the surface, but behind the cameras, their relationship was filled with tension and conflict. However, at this time, one of the darkest events in bodybuilding history happened. On December 14, 2005, in Las Vegas, Nevada, a charred body was discovered inside Kelly Ryan's burning red Jaguar on a highway. The victim was identified as Melissa James, a former bodybuilding champion and a close friend and assistant to the couple. An autopsy revealed that Melissa had likely died of asphyxiation before the body was burned, indicating an attempt to cover up the crime. Police quickly zeroed in on Titus and Ryan due to several troubling leads. First, it was discovered that they had purchased gasoline using a credit card, raising suspicions about their involvement in the vehicle fire. In addition, Megan and Jeremy Foley, two key witnesses, gave statements. The couple, friends of Kelly and Craig, confessed that they were invited to their home on the night of December 14th. During that meeting, Kelly broke down emotionally and confessed to them what had happened. She told them that she had had a bad fight with Melissa after discovering that she was having an affair with her husband. The argument escalated into a physical confrontation, where the bodybuilder intervened to support his wife. He hit her, and although Melissa continued to resist, Kelly finally decided to strangle her. Investigations revealed that Craig had been in a romantic relationship with Melissa, which added a potential motive for the murder. Melissa had been a close figure in their lives, working closely with the couple, and had moved to Las Vegas to help them with their business. But when the relationship between Melissa and Craig became romantic, it caused great friction with Kelly. Craig later admitted to having had a relationship with Melissa, which led Kelly to suspect that he was stealing money and using her credit cards without permission. The tension increased, with jealousy being the trigger for the crime. After the discovery of the body, Craig Titus and Ryan disappeared from public view. In an attempt to get rid of the evidence, it was learned that Craig attempted to sell his Dodge van and had planned to flee the country, indicating that he perhaps knew the truth would come out. Craig and Kelly decided to flee to Massachusetts, which raised additional suspicions about their involvement in Melissa's death. However, their efforts to escape were unsuccessful, and the notoriety of both in the bodybuilding world made them easily recognizable, making their capture easier. After an intense 9-day manhunt, Craig and Kelly were arrested near Boston and extradited to Nevada. The ensuing trial was a media event that captured the attention of the public and the bodybuilding industry. Compelling evidence was presented against the pair, such as purchasing bottles of flammable liquid. Kelly Ryan confessed to helping Craig dispose of Melissa's body, although he claimed he did not participate in the murder itself. Craig, on the other hand, was charged directly with the murder. The defense for both men argued that they suffered from substance abuse problems and erratic behavior. But this did not soften the severity of the charges. Ultimately, Craig Titus was found guilty and sentenced to 21 to 55 years in prison for second-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and arson. Kelly, meanwhile, received 2 consecutive sentences of 3 to 13 years for conspiracy to commit murder and tampering with evidence. Craig Titus currently resides at the Lovelock Correctional Center in Nevada. With his sentence served since his capture, Craig Titus is eligible for parole on December 23, 2026. In addition, a video was leaked from the Las Vegas jail showing him being intimidated by police officers. Despite his confinement, Titus maintains some contact with the outside world through correspondence and visits. Although his wife, Kelly Ryan, divorced him in 2009, occasional family and friends are allowed to visit him. His relationship with the bodybuilding community has long since faded. The book, Fire in the Desert, The True Story of the Craig Titus Kelly Ryan Murder Mystery by Glenn Pewitt, is the definitive chronicle of the murder of Melissa James, the personal assistant of Craig Titus and Kelly Ryan. It offers a detailed account from the discovery of Melissa's burned body in the desert to the investigation, arrest, and trial of the couple. Pewitt a former reporter for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, provides an in-depth look at Titus's life, her relationship with Ryan, and the circumstances leading up to the murder, exploring both the personal and legal aspects of this tragic event. Several newspaper, magazine, and television stories, especially in local Las Vegas outlets such as the Las Vegas Review-Journal, covered the case from its inception, focusing on the police investigations, witness statements, and the court process, offering a thorough look at how a bodybuilding icon fell into infamy. This concludes our exploration of the rise and fall of Craig Titus, from his glory days to the tragic murder of Melissa James and his prison sentence for murder. In your opinion, do you think Craig Titus is an evil being who should have paid more for his crime? Or was he just a victim of circumstances? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to Bodybuilding World for more content. See you in the next video.